What is the attraction of bad boys though?
I guess we're attracted to someone who treats you like they don't care about you.
Do you guys find that attractive?
I don't know if I do.
Do you feel like it's necessary to be a certain type?
I'd say yeah, especially in New York City. I feel like there is an element of a game.
What was his move to getting you?
Alright, we're at the famous Madison Square Park. That's nearby our house, nearby K-Town, and one of the most romantic, I mean everything's romantic to you, but one of the most romantic places in New York City.
But like I said, this is one of my favorite and one of the most romantic parks in Midtown. After Bryant Park.
And you know what's nice?
Yeah.
Something that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It's not too touristy.
Exactly. That's what I like the most about this park. It's like a sort of a hidden gem that a lot of tourists don't know about.
Next to the famous building right here, what is that, Jason?
That's the Flatiron Building. It looks like a iron from the top. It's this triangle shape.
what is
Looking straight like our style. Oh.
Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of J-Bro.
Oh, hello baby.
Welcome to Beam City.
You got your business card?
But anyway, Jason, why are we here today?
So part of the reason that we're dressed up is that we want to talk about being a gentleman versus the bad boy. Which one would you prefer?
Oh, do men feel like they have to be either or to improve their odds? How about that?
Well, I think being a gentleman just comes naturally.
I don't
you
think
kind
so.
of learn
I don't think so.
throughout.
Oh! Say hello. Oh, it doesn't turn around.
Let's turn around. But
Wait, actually, we're gonna interview people. Do you wanna? Oh, what's up, guys? Do you wanna hop in for just? No. It's like just your opinion on stuff. It's super lighthearted.
Watch us cancel.
all right. Wait, how old are you guys?
I'm
22.
Yeah, I'm 22.
22.
Yeah.
I see. Have you met a lot of bad boys or gentlemen in your life?
More gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
I think it's hard to categorize
I see.
certain guys because it's like they can be like gentlemen up front,
Yeah.
but then they can be doing shady
That's
shit on the side.
I see.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
This is Noah. Nice to meet you. We met as of 30 seconds ago. We're talking about gentlemen versus bad boys. Do you have a particular type?
I prefer gentlemen's.
Do you think when you were younger you had a different?
I did actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like bad boys. Yeah, but it turns out it's not good. They're not good.
What is the attraction of bad boys though?
I just think they really they give off the aura of that they don't necessarily care what people usually
see.
think of them,
Yeah.
and that's what's attractive about it.
see. Do you guys find that attractive?
I don't know if I do. I feel like it's like one of those types of things where like girls will chase after guys that like don't give them enough attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're like, oh, you're not giving me
I
your time. I'm just gonna like go after it.
So it's almost like a quest.
yeah,
A little bit.
It's
Like a
kind of
never-ending race.
It's
I see.
it's like the chase. I feel like girls and guys like the chase.
yeah.
Do you feel like as a guy it's necessary to be a certain type when you're, let's say, dating?
I'd say yeah, especially in New York City. I feel like there is an element of a game. Games are kind of weird because it's, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So like you don't want to be with the people that only play games and just like really dick around. But at the same time, you have to show that you know your way around.
Do you think that you learn that, or it's just like naturally?
There's definitely some trial and error. In the beginning, you just kind of go out, but then after a few wins and losses, you kind of learn how to up your game, strategize, and be a better player for the next round.
So we've been talking about how to play the game, why men play games, and how to
Make good impressions.
make good impressions.
Yeah. And underlying all that is effective communication. And that's where the sponsor of this video comes in.
Grammarly. Grammarly is a digital writing assistant that helps improve your writing stylistically and also eliminates the errors that could be embarrassing. As I've mentioned before, Grammarly is something that I use daily. It's on my browser, it's on my documents. Once you have it on, there's no ever reason to turn it off.
It's a
again.
no-brainer. So there's a free version which checks spelling and grammatical errors. And there's Grammarly Premium, which gives you stylistic changes and advanced suggestions to help you improve the overall quality of your writing.
Whether you're writing professional documents, emails, or you're writing to the future love of your life, you can try Grammarly Premium at a discount using our code and up your game.
For certain types of girls, it's like, oh, like if you're like giving me all this attention, like, and you're like being so sweet to me, no games. Like that will only like make them like them more. Whereas like some girls would really like to be treated like trash, basically.
Well, it depends on the stage of your life. You know, when you're in your teens, you're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I want to chase that. But then realistically, in the real world, like where you are now, maybe a completely different scenario where it's not necessarily the best scenario for you.
So I was really attracted to the F-boys back in like undergrad, right? So I would just go for the emotionally unavailable guys. I love the game. I love the hot and coldness. I love like not knowing where this guy stood with me.
Why?
Because it was like, I wanted to win this game, and the thing I learned is you can't win. Like, if they're playing hot and cold, there's no winning. You're both losers at the end because you're not going to end up together.
At 22, what kind of boys are you looking to?
I'm actually in a relationship.
I see.
Yeah.
Is your boyfriend a gentleman?
He is a gentleman. I'd like to think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
What was his move to getting you?
Well, we met on Tinder, so it's not exactly the most,
All the
you know,
gentlemen
but
are on
that's not
Tinder.
what I was looking for initially. But then you like meet them and you're like, oh,
Not that bad.
it was like not that
I
bad.
see. There are wholesome gentlemen out there.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm happily single, not looking for anyone
not
right now.
looking.
If you were to recommend a strategy, then is there one?
So I don't necessarily think like playing the hot and cold game is a good way to go about it, just because, you know, if you're giving the girl mixed signals, she's going to give you mixed signals right back. So I think in a way it's just like playing the game in terms of like optimizing your life, where you're working on yourself. You're not just like simping over being down bad and just, you know, giving her all your time. So like if you show that you have hobbies, you're like developing yourself professionally, if you're just working on yourself, then she'll notice that.
But what about those guys who finish last and all they do is just pour their heart out to the girl? Is that unfair?
I think if that's all their efforts are towards pouring their heart out to the guy, I think that's a little too much. You can't just fully be doing that. You should have your own life outside of that. So I find it a turnoff if a guy's immediately like in love with me. I'm like, ooh, something seems off here.
Okay. Jason, do you have any questions that you want to follow up on?
I want to follow up on being the gentleman part, because I think John touched up on like the bad guy. What's the definition of a gentleman?
You go first.
A gentleman is someone who respects women, but he's also someone that respects his own time as much as her own. He's like, you know, equally loving to
Yeah.
her as he is to.
So someone who's able to love themselves, but is able to give love.
Yeah.
I see. In your own words, what's a gentleman?
It's hard to describe because I've never met someone who's actually a gentleman,
I see.
but I guess they should be respecting.
Respecting.
Yeah. I want them to be a feminist. Like,
Feminist.
yeah.
Or like care about like women's feelings and their emotional
Yeah.
needs.
For me, it's kind of like, oh, this person treats me really well. Like, I don't have to fight for his attention, and he like does things for me that are like really, really kind and like sweet. And I was like, oh, that's like so much easier. And like being out of college, most people are focused on their career and other things.
I would say a gentleman for me is someone who's emotionally supportive, but is also self-aware. Again, similar to what Ryan said, like he has to have done some self-development on his own, has to have some kind of emotional maturity.
Yeah.
High EQ is very, very important.
I personally think after a lot of experience, people just learn to sort of mellow out. And as for me, being a gentleman just means being gentle person. And I think that's like a very simple way to go about.
I say I gravitate to someone with a really kind soul.
Yeah.
That's what I look for. That's how I would best describe a gentleman.
I see.
Yeah, it's just being a good person, you know, being kind to other people, and just, you know, you don't have to go super out of the way to show people that you have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if you're good at something, you'll tell people, but if you're great at something, people will tell you, right? So you just wait for people to come to you. Right?
I would say like your soul, your kind soul will shine through. Like you don't have to like be out there.
Right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I see. Well, you guys look like you have gentle souls. Thank you so much for this interview. Definitely check out their channels here and here.
Those are really great answers too.
Yeah, really, very
Like
mature
on the
answers.
spot, that answer for the gentleman,
Yeah.
both of you guys touched on like really fascinating points.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This
Thank you
sounds
for the
saving
J
you
Bro.
guys.
Make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm.